Hi, I'm Rich Story. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. So summer is coming to a close. Is it just me, or did it absolutely fly by? Anyway, we spent much of it doing thumbnail exercises along with our character drawings, using some of the great animal characters from the iconic Hanna-Barbera studios. And we'll definitely get back to doing more thumbnail exercises because I think they're a terrific way to sharpen our drawing skills and push ourselves to get better. But this week I've decided to take a little detour with Toy Story 5 killing it in the theaters. I thought this would be a perfect time to draw a character I've never drawn in my life. Buzz Lightyear. Hard to believe the original Toy Story, which debuted in 1995, is now more than 30 years old, but it is. Voiced by Tim Allen, Buzz became an instant pop culture icon, famous for his catchphrase, "To infinity and beyond," and is now one of the most recognizable animated characters ever created. Anyways, just a reminder before we start, everything I draw in my videos is the first time I'm drawing it. No practice. I say that to let you know that the process I use works, and it will work for you too. Okay, so let's draw. We're going to draw Buzz Lightyear step by step, giving you the secret formula so you can draw him again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character should be. In our drawing of Buzz, his head is shaped sort of like a fat eggplant, and we're going to use that eggplant shape as our unit of measurement. Buzz's entire body is roughly 6 of those head shapes tall if we stacked one on top of the other. In other words, however tall we draw that original eggplant shape, Buzz's full body, from the top of his head down to the bottom of his boots, is about 6 of those shapes tall. But we also have to account for the arm reaching up above his head. His outstretched arm and hand extend about another 1.5 heads above the top of his noggin. So make sure you leave plenty of room at the top of your paper. Now, Buzz is a challenging character because there's a lot going on in his design. He has a relatively small head, a broad armored chest, large rounded shoulders, thick forearms, powerful legs, and those enormous space boots. Then we have all the equipment: the chest plate, the control panel, shoulder armor, elbow joints, buttons, and other stuff. There's a lot of details, but underneath all that, Buzz is still built from clear, simple shapes, and that's where we're going to start. All right, so let's draw a roadmap for today's drawing of Buzz Lightyear. Okay, so there's our roadmap of Buzz. Now before we move on, let's break Buzz down into simple shapes for those of you who want a screen grab. Just something to help you to lay out your drawing. Right now, the most important thing is that we establish Buzz's pose, proportions, and that overall structure. Keep everything light and loose, as this is just our roadmap. Alright, so now we're on to step 2. In this step we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. We're using guidelines to help position Buzz's eyes, eyebrows, nose, mouth, chin, chest, shoulders, arms, legs, and overall pose, but we don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to keep them light enough to be able to erase them easily. We're still concentrating on the big forms and how they fit together, okay? So let's rough out the features for our drawing of Buzz Lightyear. Alright, so there are the roughed out features of our Buzz drawing. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. This is where we get to draw in the final details of Buzz Lightyear. Because we've already done all the hard work, we're not guessing anymore. Now's the time to slow down and clean up your lines and make sure that the drawing really feels like Buzz. There's a lot to draw here, so take your time and have fun with it. That said, don't let the details distract you from the larger shapes underneath. Keep checking. Is the eggplant-shaped head working? Are the shoulders broad enough? Does the chest feel strong and armored? Are the arms and legs positioned correctly? Is Buzz still landing at about 6 head shapes tall? Most importantly, does the pose have the confident, heroic Buzz Lightyear attitude? Keep refining all the way till the very end, okay? So let's draw in the final details for Buzz Lightyear. And that's how you do it. There you have it. One of the most recognizable animated characters ever created from Pixar's incomparable Toy Story series, Buzz Lightyear. So how do you think you did? If this is the first time you've ever drawn Buzz, you can't expect to have drawn him perfectly. As I said earlier, Buzz is a very challenging character. Not only are we translating a CGI character into a flat two-dimensional piece of paper, but his spacesuit is filled with shapes, sections, panels, and details that all have to work together. You'll notice I don't spend time coloring our drawing of Buzz because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Buzz Lightyear. I promise each time you draw him, it's going to get a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your drawing of Buzz. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, to infinity and beyond, and keep drawing, my friends.